Good morning, everyone. The weather has cleared up a little bit. As you can see, this is the view that I was talking about yesterday. Yeah, beautiful, isn't it? Yeah, so now it's let me see what's the time. It's almost 11:30, and like I was saying yesterday, I am going to the North Cape today. I checked, it's like 360 something kilometers of driving, but let's go to the car and let's figure out the route and everything. For now, goodbye to this room. It was really cool, all packed up. Yeah, maybe come back again here. Really great views. Yeah, there is an island somewhere in the middle, and I can see actually a lake in the island. Whoa, this is unreal. So next time I come here, I will try to keep more time so that I can explore all this place. For today, let's get going. Okay, it is 11:37 in the morning, or almost lunchtime, midday. I'm starting with 77% state of charge. Let's have a look at the trip meters. Let's see what's going on there. Okay, it's waking up. Yeah, so in total I drove, like I was saying yesterday, 1724 kilometers. Now let's have a look what I should do today. So I should drive 346 kilometers. The total drive time would be 5 hours, including charging and brakes. I add 2 more hours, so maybe around 8 I will reach that camping place where I'm staying in North Cape. Let me show you. Yeah, it's right up in the North Cape. Yeah, so that's the drive. But now I will not go there directly, but I will first go to a Tesla supercharger. Let me just navigate to that place. Yeah, so really it's 121 kilometers. It's quite far. Maybe I'll have to stop before that. Anyway, let's get going. Okay, I arrived at the supercharger, but all of them are occupied. So I will have to plug into these 50 kilowatt chargers. I think they're from Mayor or something, or I don't know. And then I will try to get some food from one of these places here. So I drove 121 kilometers, 1 hour 55 minutes, and the consumption was 120 watt hours per kilometer. Yeah, so let me just plug in. I'm back in the car half an hour later. I charged to 83%, as you can see here. Next destination is, let's see, is 87 kilometers away. It's a supercharger. I think it's called Skydy supercharger or something like that. I don't really have to charge, but I want to take more breaks, so just stop at a supercharger, get coffee or whatever, and charge up in the meantime. 1 hour 15 minutes of drive. Off we go. Okay, I stopped at this supercharger. Since charging, I drove 87 kilometers. Yes, 1 hour 15 minutes, 164 watt hours per kilometer. So now I don't really need to charge, but I want to drink a coffee. And there was a supercharger on the way, so this is why I plan to stop here. But as you can see, these superchargers are open for all cars, but this is the usual problem that Tesla will have to solve, that the supercharger cables are too short, so the cars have to park in very strange ways, like this one, and I am parked in a very, very weird way, like with a 40-degree angle or something like that, so that I can plug in. But anyway, there is a gas station just on the other side of the road, so I'll go there and get a coffee. All right, I had my coffee, had my break, charged to 76%, and the next one is another Tesla supercharger. It's 119 kilometers from here, 1 hour 44 minutes. Let's see if I can go there in one try without stopping, in one go, I mean. And then after that, my accommodation is just 20 kilometers from there, so I think I will arrive at the next supercharger with something around so with 10% I can go 40 kilometers in this one, and I should spend like 30% to go to the next supercharger, so there will be a lot of charge, so 46%, yeah, 40 to 45%, let's say. So yeah, I will charge up there, I think up to, I don't know, 100% or something like that, because I wanna also explore this area a little bit today and tomorrow, and driving around, so I need a little bit of charge. Anyway, so let's get going. Okay, I am in North Cape. I'm in the North Cape commune, The landscapes here are unreal. It feels like another planet. It doesn't feel like planet Earth. Yeah, the temperature is 9 degrees, but it's really windy, so it's quite cold outside. I wouldn't go outside, but it's amazing driving around here. Yeah, I drove so far 67 kilometers from the last supercharger 1 hour ago. I was at that supercharger. Yeah, there are lots of cars for some reason. A lot of people are actually driving there or coming back from there, and many caravans, camper vans and things like that. Yeah, so I have to drive like 50 kilometers more to go to the next supercharger, and then after that I'm at my camper. At my cabin, and then I'll rest a bit and then go exploring, because it's gonna be bright. Yeah, so the sun is not gonna set down here, so I have lots of time to explore. Yeah, amazing sceneries here. I am at this supercharger in North Cape. Yes, this is probably the northernmost supercharger in Europe. Must be. Yes, so I drove since the last supercharger 119 kilometers and 1 hour 55 minutes. It is almost 6 p.m. in the evening. Let's see how much I drove since the morning. 328 kilometers, 5 hours 10 minutes of driving, 146 watt-hours per kilometer. Yes, so now this supercharger is at a parking lot of a supermarket, conveniently, and I will just go inside, try to get some food, dinner or whatever. Yeah, that's the plan. And this is obviously surrounded by epic landscapes and everything. Some houses there as well. It looks like this is a residential area of this town or something like that. Yeah. Okay. I will. Okay, I arrived here with 43%, by the way. So I will charge for half an hour, something like that, whatever charge I get in that time. Okay, I'm back in the car. 81% state of charge. It's almost half an hour later, and I set my next destination, which is my cabin. 19 kilometers, 21 minutes of drive. So off we go. What's the time? I have to check the time. 7 p.m. They have a restaurant here and it is open. They take the last order at 9 p.m. So maybe I will have dinner there. I'll first have some rest and have dinner, and then maybe around midnight I will go to North Cape. Yeah, that's the plan, given the weather is good. Yeah, the guy at the reception was showing me the webcam right now. Supposedly it's it's a good idea to go there right now, but I gotta rest anyway. So maybe next time I talk to you, I will be at North Cape. Yeah, see you. Hello everyone, it's the 6th morning and look where I am. I am at the North Cape, at the viewpoint of North Cape. Yes, I'm not very lucky with the weather. It's very foggy, cloudy, but anyway, I will just try to explore a little bit. I arrived here just now. Yesterday evening I was so tired that I stayed in and rested, caught up with my emails and stuff like that. Yeah, so now the plan is to stay here for an hour or so. There is a museum, supposedly, some restaurants and stuff like that. If I get coffee, I'll get coffee. If I find coffee, I mean, and otherwise I will just explore this area a little bit. Quite cold, 6 degrees Celsius, look. Yeah. This is a map of this area, Mageroya. Not sure if I'm pronouncing it correctly. Okay, you can't really see much in this weather. If I zoom in just a little bit. Yeah, let's walk there. Yeah, it's more visible now. This is amazing. Yeah. Lots of people taking pictures. Okay, now I'm in the film just for the heck of having my face in it. Yeah, so finally made it here. 5 days of driving. A little bit difficult driving conditions, especially with the weather so bad and driving so slow. Not used to driving so slow, but made it in the end. It's worth it. Well, I can imagine the views from here would be amazing. I can see already a little bit.
Do you know what that stone means?
A little bit like Cliffs of Moher. Reminds me of Cliffs of Moher.
Back towards Hollingsford. Yeah. On the left-hand side. Good.
Alright, now I start driving back. I will actually drive back in 5 days as well. I did not really want to drive too long. So today I drive, I think, 200 kilometers and stay in this town where I supercharged, or I should say charged at a supercharger. It's called Alta, something like that. 240 kilometers from here. Yeah, I do that now. Okay, so I am back in the car. I will drive 150 kilometers now to the next supercharger, Tesla supercharger. It's in this place called Skydee. Yeah, I charged here on my way here yesterday. So 2 hours of driving, 150 kilometers. Let's go. A little bit of change of plan. I stopped at Honningsfog supercharger again. is the northernmost supercharger in Europe. The plan is to charge here, let's say 10 or 15 minutes. I just need to get a coffee and use the restroom, and in the meantime the car will charge up. Okay, I charged to 80%. So the change of the next destination, so I will go to this Alta supercharger, and it is just some kilometers away from my accommodation for tonight. I want to charge the car tonight because the battery will be warm enough to get a good speed, and then I go back to my accommodation. So for now, 206 kilometers, 2 hours 53 minutes. I stopped for a break on E6. Amazing landscapes here. Look at those mountains. Yeah, a huge area here. Open area, I mean, and lots of mountains. This area is surrounded by lots of mountains, I should say. I cannot speak. So I still have to drive about 60 kilometers to Alta, and this is the highway actually. As you can see, it has 90 kilometers per hour speed limit. Yeah. So I don't exactly know the name of this area, but it's beautiful. The weather is still not so good. Let's get in the car. Alright, so got connected to Apple CarPlay again, and yeah, it's 56 kilometers more. I'm at 39% state of charge. I think this is the lowest I've been in this trip, or maybe there was one time close to 30%. Yeah, so 49 minutes more, then we're at the supercharger. My hotel is actually I don't exactly know the exact distance, but somewhere here close to this fjord. Yeah, so off we go to Alta. Alright, I arrived here with 26%, but I'm at 30% now. I plugged in at the supercharger actually, where I charged on my way to North Cape. So the speed is still really not good, so I thought I would be getting at least close to 100 kilowatts, but I'm just getting 57. Yeah, so this is the thing. I am not driving very fast here because of the speed limits, and the battery is not heating up, so the battery preconditioning functions in this car. I don't know, if you navigate to a charger, it doesn't really precondition the battery. This is one thing, and the other thing is that I'm not really using the car navigation. So yeah, combination of these two things. Actually, I know that the battery preconditioning doesn't work with the navigation system in this car specifically, but they will get it at some point in the future. So my hotel is 3 kilometers from here, as you can see. Yeah, so I will charge to I don't know, 80 or 90% here, because the superchargers are very cheap compared to other chargers, like I was saying. So maybe half an hour, so which leaves me with some time to get some food for dinner today. Right, I came back to the car. It is at 82%, and I'm driving to my hotel now, 3.7 kilometers from here. So tomorrow I have a long drive. Somehow I messed up the plan. I wanted not to drive more than 300 kilometers per day, but tomorrow I have to drive 566 kilometers. So I go back to the hotel and rest a little bit. And let me show you before I do that. Let me show you the stats a little bit. Driving data. Yeah. So today I drove 251 kilometers, including going to the North Cape and everything. 4 hours 11 meters of driving, and since the last charge, which was close to North Cape, 206 kilometers. Yeah. In total 2,325 kilometers. That's a lot of driving, especially considering 63 kilometers per hour average speed. 37 hours 16 minutes. Consumption is great, 133 watt hours per kilometer, which is a good thing. So for tomorrow, yeah, I drive 560 odd kilometers, and probably I split it into 2 parts, and start a little bit early actually in the morning. Now I need to rest. The weather has not been good, and I have a really bad cold because of all the temperature changes. But here the temperature is not so bad. It's about 12 degrees Celsius. So yeah. So I try to get some rest and prepare for tomorrow. Okay guys, I have to inform you about some mess ups. So apparently my hotel is not in Alta. I was using Waze, and this is the Vegan or something like Vegan 5 in Alta, and Waze could find this one whenever I put this address in Waze, like even with the city name and the postcode, it would find this address, which is an incorrect address. And it was more confusing for me because the buildings look very similar. I just checked, actually they look different, but if you look at them, they are different, but if you look at them just one time, both of them, the original one and this one, they look very similar. So yeah, I didn't notice that it was making this mistake. And now if I try to navigate to this actual address, Waze is telling me it's 500 kilometers from here, which is bonkers. But I'm switching to Google Maps, so Google Maps can actually find the hotel. So if you search with the hotel name, it finds it. That's fine, and it is 165 kilometers. So I have 2 hours, 2.5 hours more driving today, which is exhausting a little bit. But luckily I charged 84%, so I don't have to spend time charging at least. So now I will start driving to the actual hotel for tonight. So tomorrow's drive is not that big actually, to be honest. So it would be 400 kilometers. Now it all makes sense. Off we go. Alright, I'm almost at my hotel, 4.3 kilometers away from the hotel. I drove 2 hours 51 minutes without any break. Wow, that's quite long. I don't usually drive more than 2 hours without a break. Yeah, 164 kilometers. Actually, the car asked me to take a break. This doesn't happen so often, because I take a break. I take breaks quite often. Anyway, so I will just charge here. It's a Circle K, and there are a few chargers here. So I thought, why not just charge up? Okay, charged to 64%. I arrived here with 41%. Yeah, so hopefully this time it's the right address. So 4 kilometers, 5 minutes. Off we go. Alright, finally arrived at my hotel for tonight. So I'm at 65% state of charge. Today I drove 421 kilometers. Wow, 7 hours 11 minutes. Yeah, total 2,494 kilometers, 40 hours 17 minutes of drive. It is almost 8:30 in the evening, so I call it a day for today, and see you tomorrow morning. Hello everyone, welcome to day number 7 in my road trip. I am at my hotel. It's 10:15 in the morning and I'm starting to drive today. So I'm at 81%, and today I will drive 413 kilometers. I will go somewhere a little bit farther south from Narvik, and it's called Ulsvåg. Yeah, and the drive is 413 kilometers. So the car navigation system says that I will arrive at 4:38, but yeah, as you know, that's not gonna happen. So I'm at 81% because I charged yesterday night. So there is a supercharger 800 meters from here, and I was at 60 something percent, and I thought I just get some charge so that I can drive to this supercharger directly without any charging. So it's 234 kilometers. Yeah, so I just don't want to charge until this supercharger. So I should be arriving there with 20 to 25% according to my calculations, but let's see. So just wanted to have some buffer. So that's the plan. Let me just try to see if I can go to the bird's eye view. Yeah, so between Bodo and Narvik, so that's where I'm going tonight, and I'll spend the night there. And right now, yeah, the only thing I have to do is to get a coffee. There is a Circle K on the other side of the road, but this is an automated Circle K, so there is nobody. So the next Circle K I see, I stop for a coffee, and don't charge. I'll just get the coffee in 5 minutes and then get going. So off we go for today.
So high I'm hypnotized. What's up is down, what's left is right. Chasing stars and holding.
A quick 10 minutes break for a coffee. I drove I drove 74 kilometers so far. Yeah, just wanted to have a coffee. Was feeling a little bit sleepy, so yeah. Now I have to drive 160 kilometers to the supercharger where I wanted to go. 2 hours 18 minutes. Maybe I will need more coffee, but it is a little bit warmer. It's 14 degrees Celsius right now, so it's much more pleasant, and the rain is gone. The sun is even shining sometimes, so not bad. So off we go.
I can't see the end, but we'll see it through. Flying, get on board. We're smiling on top of the world. Dangerous times.
Alright, I arrived at this supercharger location, but this supercharger seems to be a little bit messy. So there are lots of Teslas, and some of them are free. Some of the superchargers are free, but they're not showing up in the app. So they're showed up in the app as out of order or as occupied. So not really sure what's going on. So there was nothing I could plug in actually, in terms of the superchargers I mean, but I am plugged in. I plugged into the recharge chargers here, 50 kilowatts. Doesn't really matter so much. Let's see what sort of speeds are we getting. 42 kilowatts. Doesn't matter so much because I need to take a break anyway. So I've been driving for quite a long time. So let's see the stats of the last drive part. Yeah, since start. So I took I think 2 coffee breaks, like 5 or 10 minutes coffee breaks. And other than that, I've been driving for 3 hours 35 minutes, so I desperately need a break, and I need to get my food, my lunch for today. So it's been 236 kilometers since the morning when I started. I think at 10:30. Yeah. Yeah, so I will just let the car charge. I think charge up to 80 or 90% while I'm getting my food and refreshing a little bit here. Yeah, I am back in the car after about 40 minutes. The car is charged to 83%. The next leg is 178 kilometers, 2 hours 54 minutes. So there are some cars waiting to charge, so I will just unplug and get going.
Be sure to keep the ground in sight. Fly forever if you keep it tight. Love the world but keep the sky on your mind.
One hour later, 73 kilometers of driving. I'm in Narvik, stuck at a traffic light. Yeah, it's a nice city. A lot of people here compared to where I'm coming from right now. Yeah, good to see some activities and people. So I still have to drive a little bit to go to to go to the ferry. So the ferry would be 25 minutes and I will have enough time to rest. I am waiting for the ferry at Skarberget, and my hotel is 28 kilometers from the other side, I think. And so far I drove 150 kilometers, 2 hours 70 minutes. I didn't take a break this time because I knew that I would be getting a 25 minutes break in the ferry. But there are 2 ferries in an hour, so I guess I have to wait a little bit for the next one. Don't really know the exact timings, but yeah, doesn't matter so much. Alright, the ferry is on the other side, and now the navigation system says it's 20 kilometers, 22 minutes of drive. So I gotta get ready and start driving again. I have arrived at my accommodation for tonight. It's almost 7 p.m. I arrived here with 47%, and today I drove 407 kilometers in total, as you can see here. Consumption is 122 watt-hours per kilometer. The average speed is quite low, understandably. 55 kilometers per hour because of the ferries and stuff like that. So 7 hours 23 minutes. Yes, so this is the place where I'm staying. It's just by a fjord, so this seems to be a nice location, but just by the road, so I hope it will not be too loud. So it's E6. Yeah, so now I need to rest. A lot of driving, as you can see, and tomorrow I drive towards Mo i Rana, and if I have enough time after a bit of rest, then I will go walk around in those places. It looks like it's a camper, it's a campground with lots of caravans and stuff like that, but there is a beach somewhere here, something like that. My cabin for tonight is pretty cool. Yeah, it's just by a fjord, so I can literally walk there. I have a balcony. Yeah, pretty cool. Ah, the sun. Hello, sun. Haven't seen you in a week. So, very good location. There are many cabins here and camper vans and stuff like that, so a lot of people. I have 2 rooms actually, and a kitchen here, yeah. Just a simple kitchen and big bathroom, that's good, and a sleeping room. Yeah. So I'm gonna get I'm gonna try to get some rest and yeah, maybe walk around a little bit here in this area. Looks quite interesting. Yeah, so see you tomorrow. Good morning everyone, welcome back again. Today I'm driving to Mo i Rana, and I am still at Ulsvåg. So my cabin was here, just like I was showing you yesterday, by the fjord. It was quite an amazing place. Unfortunately, there are so many trees there, so you cannot really see, but I had a really great time here. And something that I did not check before I arrived here was that there is an Ionity charger just like 200 meters from here in this direction, just on the other side of the street. So yesterday night I charged to 80% at the Ionity charger. I was just taking a walk and plugged the car in there. So the drive today is 324 kilometers according to this thing, but yeah, I mean, it's suggesting to charge once, which I will do because I don't want to drive 324 kilometers in one go, and I desperately need coffee. So I'll take more than one break. But let's use another system. Stop. Let's see where I can actually stop. I think I had it somewhere in my plans, just have to find it. Yeah, so I want to stop at a supercharger.
In 600 meters, turn left on Ovnastagen.
Yeah, thank you. I'm stopping at this supercharger called Fauske supercharger or something like that. It's 144 kilometers away. Yeah, so I don't know, I should be arriving there with something around 40% or something like that. It depends. I don't exactly remember the speed limits on this road. So if the speed limit is higher, then maybe a little bit less than 40%. But let's see. So the drive there is 2 hours 5 minutes. Yeah, and perfect timing for lunch. But before that, I will stop, obviously, to get coffee and breakfast. Yeah, so let's start the day. Off we go. I arrived here actually 10 minutes ago, but look, this is the problem with Tesla chargers, because the charge port is on the left side and the cables are very small, and many cars have charge ports on the right side. So I cannot really, even though there are some free spots, I cannot really plug in because of this. So yeah, right, so I had to wait 12 minutes, then I got a spot. But it's a little bit strange situation because this is a very busy location, and then there are many different types of cars stopping here. It's open for everyone. So Tesla really opened them up without really solving the problem. Now it's up to the customers now. As usual, the customers are the beta testers for Tesla. So in this awkward position now, Tesla drivers probably are not so happy, just glaring at the other EV drivers. But it's not our fault, we are just buying a product that a company is selling, so I'm paying for the service. So It's the company's fault, so they should complain to the company. Anyways, the problem that I'm talking about, so look, so there is this charger now I'm blocking because I'm parked at this place, and if my charger was if my charging port was on the left side, I could have plugged into this one, but I'm using the one there, and then there is a Model Y parked there. He's not able to charge, so yeah, that's the problem. Anyway, so they need to find a solution for this. So for me, I will just charge, let's say, I don't know, 10 minutes and then get going. Alright, so I am here just like 2 minutes from the Tesla supercharger. There is only one 50 kilowatt charger at this Circle K, and it's extremely busy. It's there was a Volvo charging when I came here, and I had to wait like 5 minutes or something like that. Then there was another car which almost crashed into my car. Don't really understand how. So he just didn't see my car probably. Anyway, so in the end I plugged in. So the Tesla charger situation is extremely inconvenient, how should I say it. Let me go to the Circle K and get more coffee and something to eat. Okay, I charged to 83%. My next destination is my hotel. Let me see how long I have to drive. Yeah, 176 kilometers. Should be enough charge to drive there directly. If not, I'll just stop somewhere at a Circle K or something. Yeah, off we go. I am driving through these mountains. It's called Rockland or something like that. So 1 hour after the charge, since the last charge. This seems like a beautiful area, so I just want to stop. Let me just go outside. Yeah, and there are actually lots of people here doing some activities. There is also a train line going just the other side of the road. Yeah, quite beautiful, this area. Very colorful. It reminds me a little bit of the Wicklow Mountains in Ireland. Yeah, they have this kind of colorful landscapes there. And look, the clouds are just just there. So it's drizzling a little bit, or maybe it's just a cloud. Yeah, loud cars. Yes, so lots of driving. This is the car. It performed quite well actually. Let's see if it can finish it well. Just some hiccups at Tesla superchargers. Today once, and yesterday also once. Yesterday the Tesla superchargers. Yeah, so I showed up in that supercharger, and when I showed up it was just showing nothing is available. But still the Tesla cars could plug in, so that means they just stopped it for the other cars. So that's not really nice if they're doing this dynamically like this. Like whenever they wish, they just turn the whole thing off for other cars. So how can you plan? Like, it's absolutely unreliable. Anyway, so I still have to drive 90.
Continue straight for 1 hour and 10 minutes to E6 Selforsveien.
Yeah, 98 kilometers. I'm at 60% state of charge. So that means I will arrive with something like 35% or whatever. Or maybe even 40%, because I will go downhill, I think, soon. So let's start driving again. Aha! I'm driving by the Arctic Circle Center. So last time when I was here, it was also raining. Now it's raining, so yeah, this is the place. Yes, as you can see. Okay, bye bye Arctic Circle. Arctic Circle. I am in Mo i Rana at my hotel. Just arrived. So since the last supercharger, I should say supercharger plus the Circle K charger, it was 176 kilometers, and I just stopped for 5 minutes on the mountain, just to enjoy a little bit. Other than that, there was no break. So 2 hours 19 or 2 hours 20 minutes, 140 watt hours per kilometer. Average speed is good now, 76 kilometers per hour, because most of it was 90 kilometers per hour speed limit. Some of it was 80 kilometers per hour. Yeah, so today I arrived quite early, 15:23 now. So that means I have time to see Mo i Rana a little bit. But for now, I will try to relax a little bit and then get going. By the way, I arrived with 39% state of charge. So there are lots of charging options here in Mo i Rana, main city. I think I'll go to the city just to walk around a little bit. And I don't know if it's a city or it's town, probably. And plug in somewhere. Yeah, so that's the plan. Other than that, today in total I drove 320 kilometers. Lot less driving today, 4 hours and 41 minutes and 139 watt hours per kilometer. And what else? Okay, long term. Okay, so this is the trip in total: 3,225 kilometers and 52 hours 50 minutes of driving. 61 kilometers per hour is the average speed. Wow. Welcome to Norway, land of slow driving. So 133 watt hours per kilometer is the consumption over the whole trip. That's not too bad. So now let me just check in my hotel. Hello everyone, welcome back to another day of driving. I'm still in Mo i Rana. I'm driving to Trondheim today. I'm at 77% state of charge. So yesterday evening I charged the car up while I was having lunch, and now first stop is to Namskogan, It is 201 kilometers from here and 2 hours 41 minutes. So I should be arriving there with about 20% of charge. Yeah, so let's get going. I will stop on the way for coffee and breakfast as usual. The weather today is let me just clear the windscreen. Yeah, as you can see, it's rainy. No surprise there. So that means the consumption will be a little bit higher. But we have enough charge, so let's get going. I just arrived at the Ionity charger, but all the chargers are occupied now, so I gotta wait. Yeah, so since the morning I drove 201 kilometers, 2 hours 45 minutes. I had one break, I think it was like 8 minutes or 9 minutes. So not too bad, and the consumption was a little bit higher, 149 watt hours per kilometer. The average speed is 73 kilometers per hour. So I am at 19% state of charge. I don't know if you can see it. Let me just see if I can go to the yeah, 19% state of charge. Anyway, so I have a spot. Alright, just plugged in. Let's see if I get a good speed this time. 69 kilowatts. Yeah, that's a little bit disappointing. I have not seen more than 69 kilowatts in this whole trip. Anyway, so I'm at 19% state of charge, and I don't know how long I'll charge, maybe half an hour or something. I need to get lunch. It's 1:42, so it's been a long time. And yeah, so this is the Ionity charger where I charge actually on my way to North Cape. It's quite beautiful, this area. Yeah, so I'll just go to the Circle K and get lunch. Alright, I charged to 88%. I will charge to 90%, and the next destination is my hotel, which is 240 kilometers away. Should be arriving there with 30%, and it is gonna be a long drive. Let's see if it's telling me the time. 3 hours 23 minutes. Yeah, so I will definitely stop at some places in between. So I am gonna unplug and get going. It's 14:26. I am in Trondheim. I am close to the Trondheim airport. It's an airport hotel somewhere here, but I found the parking. That's the most important thing. So the whole thing took, let's say, 6 hours of driving, 6 hours 17 minutes, 442 kilometers, 136 watt hours per kilometer was the consumption, and 70 kilometers per hour average speed. let's see. Yeah, since the last charge, 240 kilometers. So I arrived here with 35%, and I took only one break, which was after 50 minutes. So it's been a lot of driving without a break. But anyway, it doesn't matter. So, okay, so the time right now is 6:12 p.m. I will check in my hotel and get some rest and then decide what to do. I have a few hours before I would want to eat again, so maybe I go to the city and try to walk around a little bit in the Trondheim main city. Yeah, let's see. Hello everyone, welcome back to another day of driving. It's the last day. I'm in Trondheim. I'm driving to Oslo. It's a beautiful sunny day, at least. I'm gonna take the E6 route to Oslo this time. Last time I was driving via Elverum, but this time another route. So the first stop is an Ionity charger. It's called Ionity Dombås, and it is 227 kilometers from here. I'm at 81% state of charge, and I hope I can make it. I should be arriving there with 15%, I guess, according to my calculations. But let's see, if things don't go well, then I will just stop along the way. There are plenty of chargers, like recharge chargers and many other chargers. Yeah, so that's the plan. So go to the Ionity charger first, then charge up there for half an hour, I guess, and then keep driving. Yeah, the total drive today is 7 hours, but here there are no charging stops, so I would say 1 hour more. Yeah, so the time is 11, almost 11, and the temperature, I have to actually put the car. Okay. The temperature is 19 degrees Celsius. Wow. Compare this to 4 or 5 a week ago in North Cape. Alright, so let's start driving. So it would be around 8 hours. I am at Ionity Dombås. I just plugged in, but I arrived here 20 minutes ago. So this is quite a busy place. So there are still 3 cars actually queuing. Yeah, and one of the chargers is broken, so that made the situation worse. Anyway, so since the morning I drove 3 hours 18 minutes. I took 2 coffee breaks, didn't really film. The average here is a little bit messed up because I was waiting here and the car counts when you're waiting, but it was I think around 73 or 74 kilometers per hour, and the consumption is 133 watt hours per kilometer. Yeah, so I arrived here with 22%. Now what I'm gonna do is charge to at least 80%. We'll see what's the situation here. Yeah, so at least 80%, that means maybe something around half an hour or something. And in the meantime I will obviously need to get some food. I haven't had lunch, so it's almost 3 here. Yeah, so let it charge and then come back in half an hour. Alright, I am back in the car after my lunch. I am charged to 81%. I need a little bit more because the next leg is 280 kilometers. And with 80%, I should be arriving there with 5% left. So I want to have 5 more percentage so that I have a little bit of safety buffer. So I charge to 85% and get going, maybe in 5 minutes. Alright, 2 hours later, I am at Circle K Lillehammer. I took a break because I was feeling a little bit tired. 2 hours 5 minutes of driving. I covered 153 kilometers. Let me check. Still have to go 128 kilometers to the next Ionity charger. Yeah, so let's have a look here at the stats, if I can find them. Okay, this is laggy. Yeah, 111 watt hours per kilometer, 73 kilometers per hour was the speed. Yeah, it's raining quite a lot, so I got a free car wash. The average speed could have been a little bit better, but yeah, I'm happy with this, with the rain and everything. So now I'm gonna use the restrooms. I'm allowed to park here 60 minutes, yeah. So I will go to the Circle K here, get maybe a snack or something, freshen up a little bit. I'm at 55% state of charge, so halfway through and I used up 30%. So yeah, so next I think I will have those high-speed Norwegian roads. So it will be a little bit higher, the consumption, but should be fine. In the worst case, I would arrive with 10%. I assume I would arrive with 15 to 20% at the Ionity Dal charger, and then I'll charge up there for however long I have energy to charge up to. Yeah, so see you in a bit. 15 minutes later, I'm back to the car. 128 kilometers to go to the next Ionity charger. 1 hour 27 minutes. Let's get going. Alright, I arrived at Ionity Dal with 8% state of charge. Yeah, and this is the first time I'm seeing more than 100 kilowatts. Wow, so you have to go really low. And I was driving quite hard in the last 80 kilometers or so. Yeah, so yeah, it consumed more than what I calculated. I thought I would be arriving here with 12 to 10%, but yeah, the weather is really bad, so as you can imagine. Oh, okay, I have to turn this thing on, I think. Yeah, as you can imagine. Let me see if I can show you the stats so far. Yeah, 281 kilometers, 80 kilometers per hour, 145 watt hours per kilometer, and I would say 80 kilometers of that was 110 kilometers per hour driving. Yeah, so now I should charge at least to 80% and then get going. I still need to drive like 40 kilometers to go to the apartment that I rented in Oslo. Yeah, so I'll let it charge. Alright, I charged to 68%. I charged about 25 minutes, and this speed is perfectly acceptable. If it was charging this fast in the north, it would be fine. Well, it was still fine, but I needed to charge longer. But anyway, so I will start driving. So I have to drive 38 kilometers, and tomorrow I have a day off finally, and I will try to explore Oslo and the nearby areas, which I have done in the past as well, but tomorrow I will try to go somewhere new. So I don't really need much charge, and if I do, I'll just figure something out. Yeah, so off we go.